Hey everyone, it's Bran the Mortgage Man, your trusted mortgage expert with over 20 years of experience helping veterans and home buyers like you make the most of their financing options. In today's video, it's all about using your VA loan to purchase an investment property. If you're a veteran or active duty military member and you've used your VA loan to buy a primary home, you might not realize that you can eventually turn that home into a rental property and even use the equity you built to buy your next primary residence. I'm gonna walk you through the steps and strategies to make that happen, so let's dive in. First, let's quickly go over a VA loan and the primary residence requirement. When you use your VA loan, you're required to live in that home as your primary residence for at least 12 months. This is part of the VA loan's guidelines. You can't buy a home with a VA loan and then immediately turn it into an investment property. You have to live in it for that first year. But after that initial 12-month period, you can convert your home into a rental property. You're not locked into staying in that home forever. And if the market conditions are right, it can be a great way to generate rental income while also keeping the benefits of your VA loan. Now, let's talk about how to convert your primary residence, which you purchased using a VA loan, into a rental property after living it for 12 months. Once you've met the primary residence requirement, you have a few options. 1, rent out your VA loan purchased home. After living in the home for at least 12 months, you can rent it out and start earning rental income. This is a common strategy for veterans who want to build wealth through real estate. 2, using a VA loan for another primary residence. You can also use your VA loan again to purchase a new primary residence as long as you meet the requirements. The great thing about VA loans is that in most cases, you can reuse your eligibility multiple times. This makes it an attractive option for those who are moving for a job, a new duty station, or simply looking to upgrade. But remember, if you're moving into a new primary residence and using a new VA loan, you'll have to meet the eligibility requirements of your new loan, but you don't have to sell your first home. You can keep it as a rental. One of the best things about turning your VA home into a rental property is the ability to tap into the equity you've built in that home to use towards your next primary residence purchase. So let's break down how that works. 1, equity growth. Over time, as you make mortgage payments, you build equity in your home. Plus, if your home appreciates in value, that equity could grow even faster. Let's say you purchased your home a few years ago and it's now worth more than what you owe on your mortgage. You get some equity that can be used a few different ways. 2, pulling equity for your next home. If you've got a solid amount of equity in your current home, you can use that equity to help finance the purchase of your next primary residence. There are a few options here. 1 is a cash out refinance. You can refinance your home and pull out some of the equity as cash. You can then use that cash for your down payment on the new home. 2 would be a home equity line of credit, a HELOC. This gives you access to a line of credit based on your home's equity, which can be used to fund the down payment on your next primary residence. Now, before you turn your VA financed home into a rental property, there are a few things you need to think about. 1, are the rental market conditions. Make sure the rental market in your area is strong. If you're gonna rent out your property, you wanna make sure there's a demand and that you can charge enough to cover your mortgage and expenses. 2, landlord responsibilities. Being a landlord comes with responsibilities. You'll need to handle things like repairs, property management, and tenant issues. If you're new to renting properties, it might be a good idea to talk to a real estate professional or property management company to ensure that you're prepared. 3 would be VA entitlement. The VA loan allows you to reuse your entitlement for new purchases, but keep in mind that your VA loan entitlement can be limited by how much you've used in the past. Make sure you understand how much of your entitlement you've used and how much is left to purchase your next home. 4, long-term financial plan. Converting your home to a rental property could be a great way to build wealth, but it's important to have a long-term financial plan. Make sure you're comfortable with being a landlord and consider how the rental income will fit into your overall investment strategy. There are a lot of benefits to using your VA loan for purchasing an investment property. Here are some of the key advantages. Number 1, no down payment. One of the biggest benefits is that the VA loan doesn't require a down payment, which makes it easier to get into a home and start building equity. 2, lower interest rates. VA loans typically come with lower interest rates than conventional loans, which helps keep your monthly payments lower and allows you to maximize the equity you're building. 3. Reuse of VA entitlement. You can use your VA loan multiple times. If you've lived in a VA financed home for 12 months and are ready to move, you can use your entitlement to purchase another home while keeping the original property as a rental. So, if you're a veteran and you're looking to leverage your VA loan to build wealth through real estate, turning your primary residence into a rental property can be a great option. It allows you to use your equity to purchase another home while generating rental income. But before you make the move, make sure you understand all of the responsibilities of being a landlord and talk to a mortgage expert to see how this strategy can fit into your long-term financial goals. If this video helped you, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more helpful tips on mortgages and home buying. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.